The Corsa Sport will appeal to the 2015 and newer 3.5 liter EcoBoost owners out there who would like a noticeable increase in sound and volume over the factory exhaust system, would prefer a premium system in regards to build quality and materials, and most importantly would like to keep things as quiet as possible inside the cab while cruising, thanks to the company's patented reflective sound cancellation tech. Now because of this, the Corsa certainly is going to cost you a little bit more. In fact, you're looking at right around $1,000. With the polished tip and the bolt-on installation, we'll get a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter from me, with more detail to come later in the video. Now, I've personally found over the years that the Corsa systems, whether it be for your F-150, your Mustang, or whatever, are definitely going to be one of your nicer options when it comes to aftermarket exhaust systems. And not just with build quality or materials either, but also tone. And as you guys heard with our sound clips, you are certainly getting a decent amount of volume with the Sport system, which by the way is going to be their milder of the two options. Your other choice from the brand will be the face melting Extreme system, and it will be significantly louder. But breaking down the volume a little bit more, I do have the Corsa Sport coming in at a middle of the road 3 out of 5 on my patented 1 to 5 or 1 to wake the neighbors scale. Now for EcoBoost owners out there who might want something a little bit more under the radar, I don't know, this one might be kind of towing the line for you a little bit, as you are picking up a significant bump in volume over the factory system. But that being said, it's certainly not as loud as some of your more aggressive systems out there. But sticking with the tone for a little bit more here, and one thing that I always like to point out with the Corsa systems, total lack of interior noise or drone while cruising. So yes, you are picking up a decent amount of volume on the outside of the truck. Inside, however, remains dead quiet while on the highway. A big part of that can be attributed to Corsa's RSC technology. Reflective Sound Cancellation is what it stands for, and it is going to help you keep things quiet while inside the truck, even with their most aggressive systems like that Extreme we mentioned earlier. But with the sound out of the way, let's get into the construction a little bit more here with the Corsa, and as I briefly mentioned up top, nothing but the best from the brand. This includes 304 grade stainless steel throughout, essentially material that will last the life of your truck. Perfect weld, 3-inch mandrel bent tubing. Again, this is the kind of stuff you like to see when you're forking out $1,000 plus for a premium exhaust system. Now the Corsa system is a single side exit system, meaning it's going to dump in the factory location right behind that passenger side rear tire, but with this really nice looking 4-inch Pro Series tip. By the way guys, Corsa does also offer this same exact system, but with the black chrome version of this tip. Will cost you a little bit more money, and you can find that on the site if that's a look you're after. And speaking of price, if you are familiar with the Corsa products, you know you're going to be dropping a decent chunk of change to get one of their systems onto your rig, and that certainly is the case here with the Corsa Sport. Right around $1,100 is what you're looking at for the polished version. Certainly not the most expensive system in the category. That honor goes to Borla and some of the Ford racing stuff as well. But overall, certainly in the premium category. But when it comes time to get this puppy installed, don't expect anything too crazy here. So let's call it 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. No cutting, no permanent modification. You should be able to get everything installed in about an hour or 2 from start to finish. Tool-wise, well, a basic socket set, cordless impactor, air will certainly speed things up a little bit. Lift, jack and jack stands, or race ramps will certainly give you a little bit more room underneath the truck. And then while not totally needed, I always like to recommend a little spray lube to help you with some stubborn bolts and those rubber exhaust hangers. Getting started, go ahead and drop the factory system first by loosening the clamp closest to the resonator, sliding the factory exhaust system off the hangers, and setting it aside carefully. At this point, you can get to work hanging the new Corsa. Start with the muffler itself, move on to the overaxle piping, and then followed by the tip, but save your final tighten up of all the clamps to the very end. This is just going to allow some movement with the system to check for any possible clearance issues that you might encounter. Once everything is good to go and in place, go ahead and tighten up your clamps and your installation is complete. So if you're an EcoBoost owner out there looking to turn things up a little bit and value a high quality system, you'll certainly want to check out the Corsa Sport, available right here at AmericanTrucks.com.